guys, good morning. Michael with Base Theory Training. Hope everyone is doing well and had a great week. Today we're going to be working on the rings. The rings are one of the best pieces of equipment to own. Great for building stability within our body because it really challenges our movements. Great for building strength, mobility. I mean, there's so many benefits to using the rings. And again, you can take them anywhere. You can hang them from anywhere, anytime. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so whenever I start a training session, I always like to start with a mobility flow just to warm up my body, to get my mind and body in sync. And on the rings, again, you can get very creative. So when coming into this position, you're going to hinge here, push your glutes back. Okay, you're gonna open up and drop that leg back as you open up, that beautiful sky, come around, and again, try not to keep a passive back. So you don't want a rounded back, you want more of a neutral back. And then kick this leg back here, open up, gaze up, strong with the rings, come around, own the movement. Even though it's a flow, you don't want to be sloppy, right? You want to be able to set the correct patterns within our body because our body knows muscle memory, right? That's talked about, but if you send the wrong message to the body, it will pick it up. You want to make sure that you're giving proper instruction. All right, guys, it's extremely important that we warm up the posterior side of our bodies, which is the back side. Okay, so on the rings, you can set position like so. And what I like to do is make sure my toes are grabbing. Okay, that I come into a neutral position here. So from my ankles all the way through my shoulders, I should be even. And then I like to drive my arms to ears, just like so. I try not to drive my hips forward. So you want to keep that neutral position, lower back down, and then I come into a W, bring my shoulder blades. I keep tension. It's extremely important to keep tension on the straps there. Come back. If you don't have rings, you can use the TRX, which is another great piece of equipment. But the thing is, with the TRX, it's not as challenging as the rings because it anchors from a single point. With the rings, they're two separate anchor points, so the challenge is your stability even more. All right, guys, it's extremely important that we set stability and then we build torque when going into movement. So our next movement, we're going to go into a row with the bridge. And the great thing about using a bridge is that it helps to activate the glutes, right? The glutes are so important to make sure that we have them strong. They're not just there for aesthetics. They actually have a job. They help to keep the hips stable, strong, knees, ankles, and shoulders, right? If you have strong glutes, you have a strong core. So we want to make sure that we're activated in our movements, and that's a great thing about using the rings. It's full body. Okay, so when using the rings, it's also a challenge to find positioning. Obviously here, there's a lot of variability within my environment, so I'm gonna have to search for position. Okay, there it is. Now I find my bridge, boom, glutes are activated. Okay, and I'm gonna go into a row, shoulder blades down, back. Watch this, I see this a lot. You wanna bring down here, activate your scapula. Okay, you're gonna internally rotate, drive yourself up. So you're driving your elbow straight back and bringing your hands towards your nipple line, just like so. Squeeze, keep that core tight. Again, try not to thrust your hips forward because then we go into a spinal fault, which is this, and that's ill form. You don't want that, you want neutral. But keep those glutes tight, grab the ground, just like so. All right, guys, so I love doing bicep curls on the rings because it's extremely challenging when doing this. It puts the body at a disadvantage. And what do I mean by a disadvantage? Mechanically, right? It takes away our leverage. And when you take away leverage, it's like adding more external weight, right? So if I'm here doing bicep curls, it's easier. But as I step forward, it's gonna add more gravity. It's gonna put me at a disadvantage, which is gonna put me at an advantage within my lifts. So I'm gonna step forward here. Okay, again, shoulder blades down and back. And what I like to do, I like to bring the rings together. I make sure I have a strong grip. So take note of my grip. It's very, very strong. I'm not weak with it. I'm actually controlling the rings. I'm driving my hands towards my chest. Full extension, right? You wanna make sure you get the proper contraction, just like so. Shoulder blades down and back. The great thing about using the rings, I feel this in my abdomen, my glutes, all the way through my body. It's extremely challenging. All right, guys, so now we're gonna go into the push segment of our workout. And the cool thing about doing push and pull, it allows the other part of the body to recuperate while you're going into the next one. When going into push on the rings, there's many different variations that we can do with push-ups. They're very challenging. Again, you wanna set proper posture. So grab the rings, make sure you're strong, immediate overhand grip here. Take note of that. Okay, when I come into it, I bring my feet together and I make sure that I'm gonna stabilize my torso. So my pelvis is tucked under. I try not to rest the straps on me, and I'm gonna lower myself nice and controlled here. And I'm not resting, I'm not sagging, I'm still strong with it. If you take note, my arms are straight. I bring it to the center. Again, the positioning of my hands and wrists will set position in my shoulders. Just like so. Control it. As you can see, I'm moving a little bit because it's challenging my stability. I inhale down to build intra-abdominal pressure, and then I exhale up to contract. Inhale down. So for our next movement, it's a tricep extension, and it's gonna be a great complement to our push-up we just did here. And again, when using the rings, your core is always activated, right? So it's not just about having pretty abs, it's about having a functional core, and then that's what the rings elicit. So I'm gonna bring my feet together, and again, as I step forward, I'm gonna feel my body, I'm gonna feel my core contract there. If I want to make it more difficult, I'm going to add more gravity. So I step back and it makes it more challenging, okay? So again, you can play with it. That's the amazing thing about the rings, is that the adjustment is extremely easy. Okay, so I'm here, feet together, pelvis tucked under, kind of like a scared dog when you scold it. Okay, and I'm going to come forward, I'm going to keep my elbows tight, okay, not sagging, and I'm pushing up and off. All right, guys, so for our final movement, it doesn't have to be your final movement, but it's the final one that I'm going to demonstrate today. Just a static hold on the rings, right? It allows you to understand the rings and understand your body. Like I said, the rings are very challenging, right? And in order to see change, we need to challenge our body, and that's exactly what the rings do. It forces us to challenge ourselves. So again, a very effective movement is to just come onto the rings, push up, try to stabilize, point your toes, and push away. Hold here, tuck the pelvis, and as you notice, my arms are trying to stabilize, right? I can feel my whole body trying to stay strong and stabilize. And you can hold that for a position of 10, 20, 30 seconds, a minute. And again, there's so many progressions to the rings, right? This is our introduction to the rings. There's many more moves that we can do. We haven't even touched on plyometrics or leg movement or any of the other dynamic type movements. So stay tuned. All right, guys, thank you for joining me on this journey. Again, it's my pleasure to share my passion for life and for training and for health. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And again, we're training to be an asset and a value to society and not liabilities.